Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and this is an Overwatch news blast. So Jeff Goodman has been on the official forums as I'm choking to death. Oh my god, he's been on the official forums, and he's actually responding to a thread where people are talking about how would you fix Roadhog? Like, what would you do to Roadhog? And Jeff, being the principal designer, he is in charge of basically the abilities that the heroes have got. He's the one who decides if it's going to be balanced or not and all of that stuff. So this is what he says. We're testing some stuff internally for Roadhog. The focus of changes we're trying are around his defenses rather than his offensive capabilities. Even though the hook combo is weaker now, he can still dish out a lot of damage overall. If he had some more suitability, he would be in a better place. Now, what does that mean? Well, the key thing here is the focus of the changes we're trying are around his defenses rather than his offensive capabilities. Now, we know Jeff does not like, this is the main Jeff, the director of the game, Jeff Kaplan, does not like one-shot abilities, and that's what Roadhog's hook was. And I have always said Roadhog, the way he was designed, and I think Blizzard would agree with this, you can look at loads of stuff that Blizzard have put out over the years, well, I guess it is years now to be all over the year, let's say, about Roadhog. Basically, he's a tank that punishes you for being out of position. But that doesn't mean that he's the tank that runs around flanking people, instantly killing them, which is what he was doing with his old hook combo, and that's why they nerfed it. That's why they said, no, we can't have this, he's too powerful. And he was too powerful. But what they've done to him is they've just removed his ability to do that, and then people are looking at Roadhog like, well, actually, what does Roadhog do? He is an ultimate battery, which is not great in this game, because he who has the most ultimate charge wins the fight a lot of the time. So if Roadhog is standing there with his big fat belly out and everyone's shooting him, and he can't really just instantly kill people, it's like, oh dear. Well, Hog still can kind of instantly kill people if he pulls them into the group. Like, the way he has to be played right now is you stay with the team, somebody comes in, maybe they overextend a little bit, you pull them into the group, and you hope your team kills them. But that's not really what happens a lot of the time, because if you look at all the downsides to Hog, well, that's great, but if you miss the hook, then you literally do nothing. It's interesting what Jeff says, though, that, yeah, actually, Hog does put out a lot of damage, but the thing is, it's damage that's pointless damage. A lot of Overwatch is about effective elimination damage. Hog doesn't really have that. If he's just pumping away and it's like, it's not really achieving anything, it's like, well, what's the point of this? Because the enemy healers are just going to heal that up. So the question is, and this is the question I'm going to put to you guys while I try and think up of some like crazy suggestions in my head. How do they change this? What do they do to Roadhog to beef up his defensive capabilities to make him more of this area denial tank? You know what? What happens if Roadhog's gas that he chugs on, what happens, well, he's take a breather, what happens if that leaks around him like an AoE and heals people around him? You know, like Soldier's biofield. I'm not sure they would do that. I think in the lore, like, this is some toxic concoction, so I don't think you could just give it to other people. Also, it does infringe on Soldier 76's biofield mechanic. But imagine if he did that. That would be funky. This opens a floodgate, an absolute, well, the floodgate's just open. What the hell could they do to Roadhog to change his defensive abilities? Now, one thing the PTR has had issues with, quite recently, to be fair, is they did say they were going to use this for wide sweeping changes, and then they never really did. They still just made little minor changes to heroes. I want to see them go out there and just give Roadhog totally new abilities, just see what they can do to him. It would be phenomenal. I think Roadhog needs this. Anyway guys, it looks like Roadhog is going to get a buff, but it's not going to be an offensive buff. It's going to be a defensive buff. But the question is, how the hell is that going to manifest? I guess we'll find out. Hopefully we'll find out pretty soon. Anyway guys, I've been Stylosa. This has been an Overwatch news blast. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.